The International Monetary Fund's board has given its approval for a $3 billion bailout for Pakistan. The crisis-hit nation will get about 1.2 billion upfront, with the rest due to be paid out over the next 9 months. The South Asian nation was on the brink of defaulting on its debts and had barely enough in foreign currencies to pay for a month of imports. This week, the country also received funds from allies Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates. Pakistan's Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif said the bailout was a major step forward in efforts to stabilize the economy. It bolsters Pakistan's economic position to overcome immediate to medium term economic challenges, giving next government the fiscal space to chart the way forward, he said. The IMF deal came after 8 months of tough negotiations over how to deal with serious long term issues with Pakistan's ailing economy. The country had been on the brink of being unable to meet debt repayments to creditors. Much of the country was hit by devastating floods last year, which added to the other major problems faced by the country, including high inflation and economic mismanagement by successive governments. Saudi Arabia deposited $2 billion with Pakistan's central bank on Tuesday. Pakistan's finance minister Ishaq Dar said on Wednesday. Mr. Dar said the central bank had also received $1 billion from the UAE. The energy rich Middle Eastern nations had pledged the money in April but held off handing it over until it was certain that the IMF bailout would be finalized. The IMF deal, along with the money from Saudi Arabia and the UAE, will unlock more funds to help support Pakistan's ailing economy. Pakistan's foreign exchange reserves are expected to rise to around $15 billion by the end of this month, Mr. Dar has said. On Monday, the credit rating agency Fitch upgraded Pakistan's sovereign rating, with the deal bringing some relief to investors in the country's stocks and bonds. The heavily indebted country's bonds have soared since the end of June, when the IMF gave preliminary approval for the bailout. Mr. Sharif's coalition government, which is due to face a national election this year, still has to make major spending cuts to meet the conditions of the bailout. The cost of living has been soaring in Pakistan. The official annual rate of inflation currently stands at almost 30%. Last month, the country's central bank raised its main interest rate to a record height of 22% as it struggled to curb rising prices. This week's bailout is the latest in a long line of support Pakistan has received from the IMF. It has taken more than 20 loans from the international lenders since 1958.